Hey y'all, okay. I had an idea of a video that I want to do, but clearly the powers that be don't want me to speak how I really want to speak on certain shit, so I'm just gonna say it this way. Keep hope alive. Life is hard, okay? I don't care who you are, I don't care, I don't care what opportunities you feel that you've had and what steps you feel like you've taken to get to a certain life is hard. Life is not going to always happen how you want it to happen. That's point blank, period. I'm not going to say I am where I want to be in my life right now due to certain sacrifices that I made, due to certain people that I listen to or whatever. Do I regret it? I can't say I regret it, because if I hadn't have gone down the path that I went on, I would not see the things that I clearly needed to see. I would not have experienced the things that I clearly needed to experience. And I wouldn't have clarity on a lot of things at this point. I really, like I said, I don't regret it. I really just look at it like, okay, this was necessary. Hard, but necessary. That's how you gotta look at it. And don't get it twisted. I don't care how high somebody is on the totem pole. You can be as high as you want to be on the totem pole or whatever. There's always a chance that it will fall. Whether it be today, whether it be tomorrow, whether it be next year. Don't find yourself looking down on somebody because they don't have what you may have, or because you feel like, you know, they weren't good enough to have what you have. Or even if you feel like it's a situation where your experiences, you feel like your experiences were worse than another person's or whatever. People actually do that. Don't find yourself being that person, because no matter what you have or have not gone through, no matter how good your life was, how bad your life was, there's still a chance that it could get back to the same position it was. My point is, stay humble, because if you don't, and you find yourself back in the position where you were in the beginning, you're not going to have the same people, you know, that had your back before, that have your back then. And trust and believe you me, I was a cheerleader for a lot of people who, at this point in my life, I don't even want to be reminded that these people exist. I'm not even gonna lie. I really don't even want to be reminded that they exist. And I'm not gonna say that's a bad thing. It ain't no beef. It's just I don't fool with the way they move. You know, how when you get to a certain point in your life and you just start seeing stuff and seeing how people, you know, how people act, how people do you. You know, you be around somebody long enough, you could tell certain things. It ain't no beef, but I'm to the point in my life where I cannot and will not allow anybody to undo all the hard work that I've done to get where I am right now. You know, life is hard enough. I don't need people in their unhealed, freaking traumatized mindsets coming and making my life any harder than it already has to be. I don't need nobody help with that. Like, if you got, you know, childhood issues, go see a therapist. Like, you go talk to somebody about your problems. Do not try to bring me down because you're miserable. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Don't drag other people into the gutter just because you're miserable on the inside. And there are people who have a lot of material things, money, all that stuff, and are still miserable and rotten on the inside. And even in that situation, that has nothing to do with you. You stay humble. You keep doing what you have to do. You make sure that when your time comes, you still have backing from anybody. Like, I'm talking about, even if you around people who really, honest and truly, don't even have your back. People that you know really ain't gonna do nothing but try to crowd back around you when you get some. Even then, use your discernment. It ain't no beef, but I can't fool with y'all, whether it's family, friends, or whatever. You are not obligated to deal with somebody that only brings you down. I don't care who it is. You are not obligated to deal with anything from anybody if it does not serve for your greater good, period. Because at the end of the day, if you ain't for me, you gotta be against me. And even if you ain't really against me, you still against me, because you, instead of helping me, you looking down your nose at me. Now, I've literally seen this happen a lot. I've seen this happen. I have literally, like, witnessed it. I've dealt with it. It is what it is. Once again, just stay humble. Stay to yourself. Do what you gotta do. When you get to the point to where you can finally fucking cross that finish line and run to wherever you run to. I don't know what your end goal is, but when you can finally get to your end goal, honey, take that leap, sprint, whatever, and never look back. Never look back. And never let anybody make you feel bad for that, because you can still be humble, but keep your boundaries when it comes to stuff like that. Because like I said, a lot of people really just treat you like you're a burden until you get on the top, and then all of a sudden it's, oh, remember when? Well, you remember when this? Okay, now I have to remember the little bit that you did, but you don't want to remember what I've done. You don't want to remember anything that I've done, but you want me to remember what you did. They get like that sometimes. But hey, don't let it change you. Keep your purity at the end of the day. Because if you don't, it's just going to be bad for you, not them.